Hello everyone, welcome back to Pathshala and welcome back to second part of chemical control and coordination. I know you all are spellbound by the first interesting part of chemical control and coordination, and I also cannot wait to tell you the second part. So, yes, guys, those of you who haven't checked out the first part, I recommend going back and watch the full first part and then come back to this video. Also, guys, before I begin telling you about the second part of the story, I also want to tell you about myself. So, my name is Aditi Goyal. I am a final year MBBS student studying at SMS Hospital, Jaipur. I am also teaching biology and mentoring kids regarding NEET preparation from past 5 years. Alright, so I think we are to hurry in to begin. So, yes, without a further delay, let's talk about now pituitary gland. Yes, in the last video, we had begun the discussion about pituitary, that it lives in Sella Turcica, it has a factory, it has a warehouse. Now, let's learn more about it. So, let's start talking about anterior pituitary gland. Well, anterior pituitary is basically the production hub of pituitary. Yes, it produces many important hormones of our body. First one is growth hormone. Growth hormone is the one that makes you grow. It goes and stimulates the growth receptors in your bones and other body parts and makes you taller. Right. Now, the second hormone is prolactin. Prolactin is the hormone that helps in milk formation during the process of lactation. Then we have TSH. TSH is the hormone which controls my thyroid gland. We are going to learn more about that as well. Then we have ACTH. ACTH is the adenocorticotrophic hormone that controls my adrenal glands, only cortex by the way. Then we have LH. LH stands for luteinizing hormone and FH stands for follicle stimulating hormone. Both of these hormones are my gonadotrophins. Basically, they control my reproductive organs. So you know what, guys, you can see it's basically like controlling my all body organs. So if this gland stop working properly, everything gets disturbed, everything goes haywire, and that is why it is called master gland of my body. Now, guys, let's take a look at some of the hormonal disorders because of anterior pituitary. So, let's talk about one of the most important hormones in our body, the growth hormone. Now, guys, imagine growth hormone becomes too much. Now, you'll be happy, you'll grow tall, tall, tall. But how tall? Tall like a giant. Yes, the body becomes excessively tall because of the oversecretion of GH, and that causes a lot of problems. Then, let's say if there is too less of growth hormone, the person remains really short. That is pituitary dwarfism. The person's growth becomes stunted. Then, this is about children. What about this, ma'am? What if growth hormone increases in adults like you, ma'am? Well, if it increases in a person like me, it causes a condition called acromegaly. If there is excess growth hormone in adults, it will cause their faces, hands, and bones to enlarge because our bone plates are closed, so we cannot grow vertically. So a soft tissue start growing, and that is acromegaly. So you see, it is the same hormone but different ages, different effect. All right, ma'am, this is interesting. Now let's talk about the other components of pituitary. We took a look at anterior pituitary. Now we also have a middle part of pituitary. That is pars intermedia. You know what? Pars intermedia secretes the MSH. That is the melanin stimulating hormone, or I say melanocyte stimulating hormone. Melanocytes are the cells that cover all my skin and give it its beautiful color. Yes, they develop a pigment called melanin. So, MSH acts on the melanocytes to regulate the skin pigmentation. Now, let's talk about the most posterior pituitary part of the gland. So we had also discussed in the earlier video that posterior pituitary does not make its own hormones. It has majorly a function of storage. It's basically like a warehouse. So it stores two basic hormones. The first one is oxytocin. Again, remember, oxytocin is being made by hypothalamus. It is just stored in the posterior pituitary. So oxytocin basically helps with smooth muscle contraction, and it helps to contract the breast muscles, leads to milk ejection during childbirth. The second hormone is vasopressin. Vasopressin or ADH, antidiuretic hormone, that is again synthesized by hypothalamus. It helps in water resorption in the kidney. So if the water is reabsorbed from my kidney, there will be less water loss, right? So it helps in causing diuresis. I want you to tell a very interesting factor. If you take a lot of coffee or tea, right, a lot of caffeine, this vasopressin increases, and that causes more of urine increase, right? Whenever you take a lot of coffee, do you notice you have to go for frequent urination? That is the reason. All right, and now finally I want you to meet the most interesting gland in my opinion, the pineal gland. It's like just a small pea, but it controls every important thing in your body. It is like your biological clock. The pineal gland secretes the most important hormone, melatonin. It controls your sleep wake cycle. Yes, what do you don't you notice? At night you automatically become sleepy. At morning your sleep itself starts to fade down. So melatonin has to do with it. Your body's temperature rhythm is also controlled by it. Your menstrual cycle influences even your defense capability. So, this is the hormone or this is the gland that tells your body it is night, it is time to rest. And I believe this is also the time to rest our discussion, our interesting discussion. So, yes, here I will wrap our second part of chemical control and coordination. And guys, if you are looking for a complete study solution that can offer you such interesting explanations of all your NCERT based chapters, you definitely need to check out Pathshala. Yes, they offer one-on-one live classes, instant doubt solving, and premium study materials that cover all grades and all boards. It's basically like having a personal tutor in your pocket. To get started, just download the app using the link in the description box. Search for the subject you want to learn and they will connect you with the best teachers in the country. Seriously guys, go check it out. The link is in the description box right below. Also guys, I have linked the PPT for this video and I've also written a blog related to it. I would love for you to take out some time and learn more about chemical control and coordination. Also, we shall be continuing the story in the third part of this video. Until then, keep studying, keep hammering, and take good care of yourselves. And please like, share, and subscribe. All the best, guys.